Lessons for other divided nations. Germany's trillion-dollar experiment raises an urgent question for other divided nations. Is there a better way? As Korean economists study Germany's mistakes and Taiwanese officials quietly develop contingency plans, they're all confronting the same fundamental challenge: how to reunite economies without fragmenting identities. North and South Korea present perhaps the most striking parallel to pre-1989 Germany. But the economic gap dwarfs what existed between East and West Germany. While the productivity difference between the Germanys was roughly 3:1, the disparity between the Koreas is estimated at 15:1 or greater. South Korea ranks as the world's 13th largest economy with cutting-edge technology firms and a GDP per capita exceeding $31,000. North Korea struggles with chronic food shortages, minimal industrial capacity, and a GDP per capita estimated below $1,500. This vast economic chasm makes Germany's experience seem manageable by comparison. A 2019 study by the Korea Institute for National Unification calculated that Korean reunification costs could reach between $2 to $5 trillion over 30 years, potentially consuming over 10% of South Korea's annual GDP for decades. As one South Korean economist noted, the German model would bankrupt our economy within years, not decades. North Korea suffers from severe power shortages, with satellite imagery showing vast regions going dark at night. The country's rail network largely dates to the Japanese colonial period, and its medical system lacks basic equipment and medications. Building entire systems from scratch would be required, rather than simply modernizing existing infrastructure. Korean planners have studied Germany's currency union particularly closely. The Korean Economic Research Institute has developed multiple scenarios for a potential currency conversion, all rejecting Germany's politically expedient 1:1 rate in favor of rates reflecting economic realities. Their models suggest a gradual integration spanning 15 to 20 years, rather than Germany's overnight approach. The lesson from Germany is clear, stated Park Jin-woo from Seoul National University. Economic reality cannot be overridden by political wishes without severe consequences. Any Korean reunification would require a multi-stage currency integration that protects both economies. Instead of dismantling North Korean industries through rapid privatization, South Korean economists have proposed identifying salvageable sectors and implementing decade-long transition periods with targeted investments. Their approach would prioritize preserving employment first, then gradually improving productivity through technology transfers and training. This measured approach stems directly from watching Germany's social fractures develop after rapid economic integration. As one Korean policy paper noted, the greatest cost of German reunification wasn't financial, but psychological. The sense among Easterners that their lives and accomplishments were suddenly worthless. The Taiwan-China relationship presents another potential reunification scenario with echoes of Germany, though under dramatically different political circumstances. While China maintains its one country, two systems proposal, Taiwanese officials have privately studied the German experience to understand potential pitfalls. Taiwan's economic relationship with mainland China differs significantly from the German case. While China's overall economy dwarfs Taiwan's per capita GDP remains more than double that of mainland China, with significantly higher technological development in key sectors. This creates a unique challenge unlike Germany or Korea, where the wealthier region was also the larger economy. Taiwan's Mainland Affairs Council has emphasized the importance of preserving Taiwan's distinctive economic institutions rather than wholesale adoption of mainland systems. As one Taiwanese economist explained, the German lesson is that absorption leads to resentment. Any theoretical reunification would need to maintain Taiwan's economic autonomy while creating controlled integration points. Yemen provides a stark cautionary tale, a reunification attempt that ignored Germany's lessons. North and South Yemen unified in 1990, but descended into civil war by 1994. Economic integration was attempted without sufficient planning or resources, creating economic collapse in formerly prosperous southern regions. As Yemeni economist Mohammed al-Maytami observed, we replicated Germany's political speed without its economic resources, creating a disaster that lasts to this day. From these varied examples, Germany's experience has generated broader lessons for future reunification scenarios. First is recognizing that economic integration must occur at a pace that preserves social cohesion. Germany's rapid approach prioritized economic transformation over social stability, creating lasting divisions, like trying to merge two rivers flowing at vastly different speeds without creating turbulence. Harvard economist Danny Roderick analyzed Germany's experience and concluded, market integration outpaced social integration, creating a fundamental imbalance. Economic unions require compatible social contracts to succeed. His research suggests future reunifications should sequence reforms to maintain employment stability even at the cost of slower economic convergence. A second lesson involves property rights. Germany's decision to prioritize restitution of pre-1945 property claims created decades of litigation. Korean planners have instead proposed creating special economic zones with new property regimes rather than attempting to unwind decades of different systems overnight. Digital infrastructure could enable faster integration than was possible in Germany's analog era. Mobile banking could facilitate controlled currency integration. Remote work might allow citizens to participate in both economic systems during transition periods, building bridges rather than forcing immediate relocation. International financial institutions have developed more sophisticated regional development models since Germany's reunification, offering better oversight mechanisms for future reunification scenarios. Perhaps most importantly, Germany's experience revealed that identity and dignity matter as much as economic metrics. Material improvements cannot compensate for feeling that one's life experience has been devalued. As historian Mary Surratt observed, Eastern Germans got Deutschemarks and Western consumer goods, but lost their sense of societal worth. This insight has led Korean planners to incorporate cultural preservation into their reunification scenarios. Rather than wholesale replacement of northern systems, their models envision identifying elements worth preserving while gradually transforming others. Czech economist Tomáš Sedlacek summarized the fundamental lesson. Economic systems are not just about production and consumption. They're about meaning and identity. When you change an economic system, you're changing how people understand their place in the world. After decades of struggle and trillions invested, German reunification stands as both achievement and cautionary tale. The physical walls fell quickly, but the invisible barriers have proven remarkably resilient. What reunification achieved was ending an artificial separation imposed by geopolitics. Two German states became one on paper, even as two societies continue their slow convergence. The lesson is that national healing follows its own timeline. Economic formulas alone cannot mend societal fractures. True unification demands equal recognition of different experiences.